Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly attract abundance while others constantly struggle? The difference lies in what they repeat in their minds each day. In the next few minutes, you'll discover the affirmations that have transformed thousands of ordinary people into prosperity magnets, based on the timeless principles of Napoleon Hill, the master of wealth mindset. If you apply what you'll learn today, your financial life will never be the same again. Most people live repeating words of scarcity without realizing it. Every time you say, "I can't afford it, it's too expensive for me," or "money doesn't grow on trees," you're programming your mind to reject abundance. Napoleon Hill discovered that our dominant thoughts inevitably materialize in our reality. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve, Hill affirmed, after studying over 500 millionaires for 20 years. The first step to transforming your relationship with prosperity is changing the affirmations you repeat daily. When you replace limiting thoughts with powerful declarations, your energy shifts and you begin to attract different circumstances. Think about it. Have you ever bought a car and suddenly started seeing that same model everywhere? It's not that more of those cars appeared, but that your mind now registers them because you assigned them importance. The same happens with opportunities for prosperity. Napoleon Hill insisted that repetition is the mother of learning. When you affirm something with enough conviction and frequency, your subconscious accepts it as truth and works tirelessly to manifest it. That's why the first powerful affirmation you should incorporate is, "Money flows to me constantly and abundantly through multiple sources." Repeat this phrase right now out loud. Do it with conviction, as if it were already your reality. Did you notice how your emotional state changes when you pronounce it? That energy shift is the first indicator that these words are redesigning your mental pattern. Every morning, for the next 30 days, repeat this affirmation 10 times in front of the mirror, feeling the absolute certainty that it's true. It's not just a hope, it's a declaration of what's already happening in your life. If you like this type of content that transforms your mindset, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to receive notifications of new videos that will help you master your mind and attract the life you deserve. And that's what we'll talk about in the next point. The power of gratitude affirmations to multiply your prosperity. Most people make a fundamental mistake. They wait to feel grateful when they receive more. However, Napoleon Hill discovered that the order is reversed. First, you give thanks for what you already have, and that expands your capacity to receive more. Gratitude is the highest energy frequency you can maintain, and when you vibrate in gratitude, you attract more reasons to be grateful. Have you noticed that the most prosperous people are often also the most grateful? It's no coincidence. The affirmation that will transform your relationship with what you already possess is, "I am deeply grateful for the abundance that already exists in my life, and this gratitude multiplies my prosperity day by day." Napoleon Hill stated that gratitude is a transformative emotion that turns what we have into enough. When you add emotion to your affirmations, they accelerate their manifestation. Each night before going to sleep, take a notebook and write down 3 specific things you're grateful for in financial terms. It can be something as simple as, "I'm grateful I could buy a coffee today," or as profound as, "I'm grateful to have a safe home." This exercise recalibrates your focus toward the abundance that already exists in your life. When was the last time you sincerely gave thanks for the money that comes into your life, regardless of the amount? For most, the answer is never. Change that today. Every time you receive any sum of money, no matter how small, physically touch it and say, "Thank you for coming to me. I receive you with gratitude and I attract more of you." This simple ritual will send a powerful message to your subconscious and to the universe. You're ready to receive more. Gratitude not only changes your perspective, it completely transforms your energy. And when your energy changes, your financial reality has no choice but to align. Think about it. Would you feel more inclined to give resources to someone who constantly complains about what they lack, or to someone who genuinely values what they receive? The universe responds in the same way, and that's what we'll talk about in the next point. The identity affirmations that redefine who you are in relation to money. One of Napoleon Hill's most profound revelations was that prosperity is not something you achieve, but something you become. Most seek techniques to attract money, but few understand that they must become the person who deserves and knows how to manage that prosperity. The affirmation that will change your financial identity is, "I am a wealth magnet. I recognize and take advantage of opportunities that others don't see." Napoleon Hill said that opportunity often comes disguised as hard work, which is why most people don't recognize it. When you affirm that you're a magnet for opportunities, your reticular brain activates to identify them where you didn't see them before. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to constantly find lucrative opportunities? It's not luck or privilege. They've trained their minds to recognize value where others see problems. Start asking yourself every morning, what prosperity opportunities will present themselves to me today? This question programs your mind to look for answers throughout the day. Do this exercise now. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself as that person who handles money masterfully, who makes wise financial decisions, who generates value and receives abundant compensation for it. Feel the confidence in your posture, the clarity in your decisions, the calm as you watch your resources grow. This visualization, combined with your identity affirmation, accelerates your internal transformation. Napoleon Hill emphasized that what a man can be, he must be. When you define your identity as someone prosperous, you begin to act, think, and feel in alignment with that truth. You're not pretending to be something you're not. You're claiming a capacity that has always been within you. Prosperity is your natural right, and these affirmations simply return you to that original state. If you feel this resonates with your desire for financial transformation, like this video and share it with someone who needs this message. Together, we're creating a community of people committed to their growth and prosperity. And that's what we'll talk about in the next point. The action affirmations that convert your intentions into tangible results. Napoleon Hill studied Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, Andrew Carnegie, and other industry giants, discovering that they all shared one quality. They converted their thoughts into immediate action. Affirmations without action are like seeds without soil. They have potential, but they'll never develop. The affirmation that will transform your execution capacity is, "I act with decision and persistence toward my financial goals, converting my plans into concrete results every day." Napoleon Hill emphasized that knowledge without action is like having books you never read. When you affirm your commitment to action, you eliminate the procrastination and doubt that sabotage your financial progress. Implement this daily ritual. Each morning, identify the most important action you can take today to advance toward your prosperity. It might be calling a potential client, researching an investment, learning a new skill, or creating something valuable. Before going to bed, evaluate if you completed that action. This personal accountability builds the muscle of self-discipline that all financial achievement requires. Have you ever noticed how you feel when you postpone an important task related to your prosperity? That feeling of discomfort is your inner being recognizing the misalignment between what you say you want and what you actually do. The action affirmation eliminates that dissonance, creating coherence between your aspirations and your behavior. Napoleon Hill observed that procrastination is the silent killer of opportunities. When you affirm your identity as a person of immediate action, you develop the habit of mobilizing quickly when opportunities arise, while others are still contemplating them. This trait alone can make the difference between a life of financial mediocrity and one of growing abundance. And that's what we'll talk about in the next point. The service and value affirmations that multiply your ability to generate income. Hill's most revolutionary discovery was that sustainable wealth is always proportional to the value you provide to others. Those who focus solely on receiving limit their prosperity, while those who concentrate on providing value expand it infinitely. The affirmation that will redefine your relationship with value creation is, "Every day I find ways to serve more effectively and create greater value for more people, and prosperity flows to me as a natural consequence." Napoleon Hill discovered that the true measure of a person is not in what they accumulate, but in the value they provide to the world. Implement this transformative exercise. Every morning, ask yourself, how can I provide 10 times more value today than what I expect to receive in return? This abundance mindset expands your creativity and positions you as an invaluable resource in your field. When you obsess about creating exceptional value, financial compensation effortlessly pursues you. Have you observed that the most prosperous people aren't focused on money as their primary goal? They're passionate about solving problems, meeting needs and transforming realities. Money simply flows to them as a natural result of that focus. Begin to see money not as the goal, but as recognition of the value you provide. Napoleon Hill affirmed that the quality and quantity of service rendered, plus the mental attitude with which it is rendered, determine the compensation received. When you affirm your commitment to exceptional service, you attract not only financial prosperity, but also deep satisfaction and purpose, which are equally important forms of wealth. If this perspective is changing your way of thinking about prosperity, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to receive more content that will transform your relationship with success and abundance. And that's what we'll talk about in the final point, the absolute certainty affirmations that eliminate all doubt about your prosperous destiny. Napoleon Hill discovered that the defining characteristic of extraordinarily successful people is their unshakable certainty in their ability to achieve their goals, regardless of external circumstances or contrary evidence. The definitive affirmation that will install this certainty in your mind is, "My financial success is inevitable. There is no possibility of failure, only opportunities for learning and growth on my path to the abundance that already belongs to me." Napoleon Hill observed that doubt and fear are the greatest enemies of success, and this affirmation eliminates both from your mental equation. This level of certainty isn't arrogance, it's a deep understanding of the mental laws that govern human achievement. When you eliminate all possibility of failure from your mind, your subconscious mobilizes unsuspected resources to manifest your goals. It's like programming a GPS. Once the destination is clearly established, the system finds the optimal route, even if there are detours along the way. Let's practice a certainty exercise together. Think of a specific financial goal you want to achieve. Now imagine you've traveled to the future and are looking back, observing how you achieved it. From that future perspective, say out loud, "I am deeply grateful for having achieved your specific goal. It was inevitable that I would achieve it, and every challenge simply strengthened me in the process." Feel the emotion of that fulfilled reality. Can you notice the difference between wishing something would happen and knowing with absolute certainty that it's already in the process of manifestation? That subtle but profound shift in your cognition is the turning point that separates dreamers from achievers. Doubt consumes more energy than certainty, and that conserved energy becomes creative force to materialize your goals. Napoleon Hill discovered that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. The key is in that belief, an unshakable faith that transcends temporary contrary evidence. When you affirm your success as an inevitable conclusion, the universe reorganizes itself to meet that expectation. It's not mysticism. It's the practical application of the mental laws that govern all human achievement. What we've learned today goes beyond simple techniques. It's a fundamental transformation in your relationship with prosperity. The affirmations that attract abundance aren't mere wishes. They're declarations of truth that reorganize your reality from the inside out. Napoleon Hill dedicated his life to discovering that prosperity isn't an accident or a matter of luck, but the predictable result of aligning your thoughts, words, and actions with universal laws. We began by recognizing the power of affirmations to reprogram your subconscious mind. Then we explored how gratitude multiplies what you already have, how identity affirmations redefine who you are in relation to money, how action affirmations convert intentions into tangible results, how service and value creation expand your ability to generate income, and finally, how absolute certainty eliminates all possibility of failure. The true power isn't in the words themselves, but in the conviction with which you pronounce them and the consistency with which you apply them. As Napoleon Hill said, "Persistence is to man's character what carbon is to steel." the element that transforms potential into indestructible strength. I invite you to write this powerful declaration in the comments. I choose to be a prosperity magnet from today. My success is inevitable. By declaring it publicly, you're taking the first step toward your new financial reality. If this video has resonated with you, make sure to like it, share it with those who need this message, and subscribe to the channel for more content that will transform your mindset and your life. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any strategy that accelerates your path to the inevitable prosperity you deserve. Remember, the words you repeat each day become the bricks with which you build your financial destiny. Choose wisely, affirm with conviction, and watch how abundance begins to flow to you in ways you never imagined possible.